Hello everyone. As I mentioned earlier in my previous two videos that I will make some other videos especially about how to write a research proposal, how to write an email. So this is the third video in this series. In this video I will talk about research proposal from the perspective of Chinese government scholarship. Like if somebody wants to apply for Chinese scholarship, what he need to know or how he need to prepare his research proposal. I will not talk about in from the journal perspective, because from the journal perspective it will take more than 2-3 hours to talk about research proposal. So in short and precise way, I will try to explain what you need to know if you are applying for a Chinese government scholarship. So what the Chinese professors they like, or they want to see what kind of proposals are they want, or they are working on what kind of topics these days. So this is the most important thing you need to know. Okay, let's, for example, if to explain the Chinese interest, research interest, we can go back, we can just discuss a little bit the history of the Chinese history. Like in Chinese, to China we use, for China we use the word Chongguo. Chongguo means Middle Kingdom. The Chinese used to believe that China is the center of the world. It's the Middle Kingdom, mean everything is connected with China, and the knowledge is spread or spreading from China. They used to believe, and they still believe on this doctrine, this philosophy, this theory, that everything is connected with China and China is the center of the world. So they still somehow believe on this philosophy. So if you are applying for a Chinese government scholarship, so your proposal should be connected with the Chinese interest, research interest. Like for example, these days, before the professor used to accept students, but now the Chinese professor don't accept any or don't look at any proposal if it's related to just your country. So you need to work something which is related with Chinese politics. These days, some like Chinese projects are the Chinese are interested in what? For example, these days, the Chinese, like maybe you heard about One Belt One Road project, One Belt One Road projects, not project, projects, One Belt One Road. In Chinese they say Ida Ilu, One Belt One Road. Like in Pakistan, CPEC is connected with One Belt One Road, is CPEC. So in many countries they have different projects under One Belt One Road. So if you are applying, and if you are smart enough, so you will make a proposal somehow connected with One Belt One Road projects. Like if a Pakistani student, he is applying to Chinese university, so he will make a proposal related with CPEC or One Belt One Road. Some other topic, like these days Chinese are very interested in environmental topic. So if you are a student of any field like chemistry, biology, economics, management, marketing, so if your proposal is related with environmental issues, especially for environmental issues, so the proposal might consider it, or might give preference to your proposal. I will talk to you, I will reply you. So you should connect your proposal with the Chinese interest, like the Chinese are interested in what. And another thing, this is besides the Chinese interest, your proposal should be, the topic of your proposal should be up to date, not like old and rusted. Like in management we say turnover retention and employees management and the employee retention salary, these are compensation, these are all outdated and rusted topics. So you should not touch these. You should try to make your proposal on new, emerging, up-to-date topics. And especially you also need to look for the Chinese interest, like I give you the example of One Belt One Road. So if you make something related with One Belt One Road, CPAC or environment, so that will maybe the professor will like it. So you first you need to look, or you need to research the Chinese are interested in what. So this I'll just give you one example of like the Belt and Road and environment. The second thing, for example, you can make like one, you can make one proposal and you can change it according to the professor's interest. Like for example, if you go to a university website, there you find the faculty or the professor list or the supervisor list. There you go, click on the name of certain professor, so you can see and read his profile. In his profile, they might have mentioned his research interest. So you can change your proposal a little bit according to that professor's interest. Like for example, I will just give you one example. If your topic is management practices, of course I will just talk about from the management perspective. My specialty, my field is management science. I don't know anything about other field like chemistry, biology, but other student can get some idea from these example. The example I am giving, the example I am giving about from the management science field. As I say, if your topic is management practices, suppose your topic, you have a research proposal on management practices. So how to change it? For example, if you saw that one professor, his research field or he is in public administration, so you can change it according to his interest. Like you can say management practices in public institutions, and then you can also make changes inside your proposal. So this is just a simple and a short and clever way how to make changes. And for example, if, as I said, your proposal should be connected with the Chinese interest. The Chinese are interested in what? As I give you the example of one belt, one road. So you can change your proposal like this. If, for example, if you have a proposal is about management practices, so you can say management practices in one belt, one road projects. Or you can also do like a comparative study between management practices in China and Pakistan, or in China and India, in China and Philippines, in China and Malaysia, something like this. So in this way you can make some changes in your proposal. If you, for example, go to the professor's profile on their website, so you can make a little bit changes. In the description of this video, I give some example of some I give you example of some proposal, so you can go and click on those links and you will see how you need to make changes, how you need to change your proposal according to the interest of some certain professors. Okay, another question is what you need to put in your proposal, like what thing you need to mention in your proposal. So there is not a specific pro forma or specific proposal form, or there is not a specific guide that your proposal should be like this. Your proposal can be different, can be in different shape. You can put different things. It depends on the university, it depends on the professor, depends on you. But as I will just talk about from the management perspective, from the management. I will just can guide from what the management science teachers, professors normally want to see. They see what, for example, so you like the management guys, the marketing, the public administration guys, the economics, they can see, they can put like title, a little bit of introduction, a little bit of literature review, your hypothesis, theoretical model, your proposed methodology, and last the references. Or if you have a questionnaire or the data collection, instrument, you can also put that in your proposal. So these things normally make up a research proposal, and most of the research proposals like this, like proposed methodology, literature review, a little bit of introduction, instrument, data collection instrument, or references. something like this. In the description of this video you can go and see some example of research proposal, so you can get some idea. But remember one thing, your proposal should not be more than 8 or 9 or 10 pages, because people don't have time to sit down and read your proposal. So your proposal should be short and precise. And in this description I give you some proposals which are very short, some are a little bit long, like 10 or 8, 11, 12 pages. But remember, your proposal should not be more than 10 pages, because the people don't have time to sit down and read your proposal. And of course the CV you send also should be short, should be 1 page CV when you send an email, when you're contacting the professors in Chinese universities. So remember one thing, your proposal should not be more than 8, 9 or 10 pages. And it should be short and precise. Introduction, literature review, your model, your hypothesis, your references, your proposed methodology should be there. And if you have a research instrument, data collection instrument, you can also put that and mention in your research proposal. But the one thing, like the topic selection, as I give you some example, you need to select an up-to-date, new, emerging topic. And like you can search about the Chinese interest, the political interest. They are interested in what? Like these days I told you, they are interested in environmental issues. They are interested in, they have a big project called One Belt One Road. So you can make your proposal, you can find a topic related with these things. And if you make one, like for example, if you found a topic related with One Belt One Road, then also you can also make a little bit changes in your proposal according to the professor's interest. When you go to the university website and there you open the profile of each professor, so each professor have different research interests. So then you can also make a little bit of changes in your professor in your proposal according to that professor's interest, and then you can send it to him. For example, if a professor is interested in like in what we say, like for example, if a professor he is interested in incentives, so you can your proposal is management practices in One Belt One Road. So you can also mention incentives, and also incentives as a heading in your proposal, like management practices in terms of incentives in One Belt One Road projects. So you can do a little bit, but you should be smart enough, should not be stupid. You should also make changes inside your proposal. So you need to mention, for example, if your proposal was like management practices in private sector institutions, and if you change it to public sector institutions, so you also need to change inside your you also need to make changes inside your proposal. Wherever you mention private sector institution, you need to change it to public sector institutions. So remember, like, don't choose, I just give you the example of management practice, I just give you the example, but you should not choose topic like these are outdated topic, rusted topic. The professor will not even look at your proposal. So you need to choose new and emerging topic. And if you have any question, you can comment on this video, and I will try to answer. Okay, goodbye.